Forget the advice you've heard. Today, I'm going to share 7 uncommon but actual truths you'll want to know if you want your own successful business. I promise that at least one of these, if not more, will be new to you. Hi, I'm Luisa Zhou. I'm a former space station engineer turned entrepreneur, and I built my first 7-figure business by the age of 27. I created this video because I like sharing my hard-earned knowledge and because I don't want you to have to go through what I did, not being supported by my family, thinking entrepreneurship was only for a special few, and frankly, years of trial and error. So let's start with number 1. What's even more important than skill, passion, or luck? Timing. Let's use the almighty Google, for example. Before its time, Ask Jeeves, if you remember that, had a lot of the same techniques that made Google so powerful. But it was too early and our technology back then couldn't support it. Or the cloud, which everyone uses these days. The same guy who founded Netscape actually founded another company in 1999 that provided the same services that Amazon's multi-billion-dollar cloud service does now. But the timing wasn't right because no one knew what the cloud even was back then. For me, it was the same thing. When I started my first online business doing advertising consulting, Facebook ads were super new and everyone wanted to learn how to use them. So there was a lot of natural demand and opportunity simply because of the timing. So figure out what's in demand now and make it work for you. Next, learning is overrated. So full disclosure, I believe you should always be learning, but too many people use it as an excuse. I just have to learn this one more thing and then I'll be ready to grow my business. That's just not how it works because you'll never fully have learned something until you've actually experienced it. So you've got to get comfortable taking action even when you haven't fully mastered something. Next, entrepreneurship is a lonely journey until it isn't. I think a lot of entrepreneurs try and build their networks too early, and I know this goes against popular advice. But here's the thing. Successful people want to spend time with other successful people. So you've got to first earn the skills and experience to make yourself interesting to them. That's why my first 4 years in business, I didn't really try to connect with anyone. I focused on building my own skills and business so that my success eventually spoke for itself and people naturally wanted to connect with me. This is a Luisism you can quote. Success is the best calling card. Next. Your success isn't predictable until after it's happened. Sure, it's great to have those traits that predict success. You know those videos. But frankly, success is not that easy to predict. That means if you have those signs, great, use them. And if you don't, so what? Prove everyone wrong. Look at J.K. Rowling. In 1994, she'd just gotten divorced, was on government aid, and could barely afford to feed her baby. 3 years later, her first Harry Potter book was published. Or Colonel Sanders. He was forced to close his business and retire broke in his 60s. And then he founded Kentucky Fried Chicken. Personally, full disclosure, I did work my butt off in school, got A's, and went to Princeton. But no one ever thought I would do more than work a 9-to-5. In fact, my own mom actually said to me after I built my first 6-figure business, I never thought that you would actually succeed. All that being said, there is one trait that matters most: obsession. It still won't guarantee success, but this is the trait that comes closest. Whether or not I'm technically working, I'm almost always thinking about my business. Hey, what if we tried this? Whoa, this would be a great product idea. Woo, what if we tweak this? I bet that would make things better. And most entrepreneurs are the same. It's not the same thing as passion because obsession is a lot easier to learn. Start by figuring out what part of growing a business you enjoy the most. That way, it'll be easier for you to naturally obsess about improving it. Next, simple beats smart 99% of the time. Let me tell you a story. 2 friends randomly reconnected a few decades after high school. The first guy steps out of his Toyota and sees the second guy getting out of his Ferrari. He's confused because the Ferrari guy wasn't that smart in high school, so he asks, "Hey, what are you doing now?" Ferrari guy answers, "I buy up cloth in bulk and I sell it at a 3% profit." The first guy is confused. 3%? That's such a low profit margin. And Ferrari guy says, "Yeah, I buy things for $1 and sell them for $3. So a guy who mistakes 300% for 3% because he's not good at simple math can still be uber successful. And this is a real story, by the way. Business isn't complicated. You're providing something that others want to pay for. The higher the value and the more you sell, the more you make. That's it. Next. Even more important than your work ethic is your thought ethic. Yes, you have got to have a good work ethic. But if hard work and hustle was all it took, we would have a lot more successful entrepreneurs. Even more important is how you're thinking about your business. Are you thinking that you're going to fail? Or what's the point of doing this thing because it's probably not going to work anyways? Or are you truly believing that you've got this and that your success is just a matter of time? If you want to know how successful entrepreneurs think differently, make sure you check out this great video I've got on the screen for you. I will see you over there.